What's up, ass faces? Welcome back to Lab Session 58, episode 58, Bet with Juice. Thank you guys for tuning in on this Friday afternoon. You guys made it to the weekend. Congratulations. You did it. We're here. Let's have a damn weekend. Why not us? Why not us? Seahawks got the job done yesterday in Arizona against the Cardinals. Jason Myers with the game-winning field goal with the time winding down. Who scored the last touchdown of the game? Our guy, Amari Demercado. I told you guys that was my favorite prop of the night. We also went 4 for 6 on the main prop for that game. On the main slip for that game. Cooper Kupp started off great. He had 2 receptions. Guy fell asleep coming out of halftime. Was only able to get 2 more, and that was towards the end. He had a lot of targets. Trey McBride, 4.5 receptions. He demolished that. He had 7. And then Kyler Murray, both of these were obviously supposed to be free. Kyler Murray rush attempts, 3.5. He had 5. Little Yoda was just running around everywhere. And then A.J. Barner, this was probably my second favorite prop of the day. I just wasn't sure if he was going to ball out, and he sure did. He actually scored their first touchdown of the night. 16.5 receiving yards. He had 32. And then, like I said, our guy, Amari Demercado, 1 tutty, a receiving touchdown. I told you guys it wasn't going to be rushing. It wasn't exactly 25 yards. It was a 7-yard pass, but it was with about 24 seconds left in the game, and they put him in because guess who was tired? Trey Benson was probably tired. So you let him in. Kyler just dumps it off, like I said, and he didn't dive, but he had to jump. He kind of fell. He fell in the end zone, but it was electric. It was awesome. And then Kenneth Walker, 1 touchdown. They decided to give Charbonnet the ball on the goal line every single time. Every single time. I don't know if I didn't see maybe Kenneth get 1 chance, but he balled out. He had a handful of carries, handful of yards, but they didn't give him a chance to get in the end zone. And then, like I said, Cooper Kupp finishing a yard short, or a reception short. So, our main slip misses by 2 guys. We ride, we go, we move on. We go into this weekend knowing that we're knocking at the door for NFL. I'll lock in tomorrow afternoon on NFL plays. We did okay on baseball, and we're still locked in on baseball right now. We got 3 more games, 3 more days left. We had Jacob Marcy, Ben Rice for 1.5 bases each. They also didn't come to work. Marcy got walked in his first at bat and then decided to just crap the bed. And then Ben Rice also couldn't get it done for us. Our dudes, Trevor Story, Nolan McLean, and Josh Naylor all got their props. I told you guys Nolan McLean is an animal. We needed 5.5 strikeouts. Guy had 11. I told you guys he's hit that prop 5 out of 6 starts that he had. So now it's 6 out of 7 starts. And he's only pushed 1 time. Guy's a stud. Mets. They need this game today, but I need Sandy. Today. So I hope Sandy has this kind of game, at least 8 or 9 strikeouts. That would be electric. So yeah, that was 3 for 5 on the main slip for baseball yesterday. Not too shabby. Jacob Marcy and what was the other guy? Forgot his name. Oh, Ben Rice, Mr. Rice. No more. You guys are done. Yankees are in the playoffs, but Ben Rice, you're done. You're not anywhere near there anymore. First game, we got a lot of games. 13 games on the MLB slate. First game up, you got White Sox and Nationals. We did go Dalen Lyle, 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs on the gut slip. Neither team is playing for anything, so can't really trust him on the main slip. But kid's been on fire. He has 8 hits in his last 7 games. 8 hits. And 2, I think a double. He's dominating right now. So, we're going to trust the hot bat. And then you got Twins versus Phillies. Next game up, you got Joe Ryan pitching for the Twins. Alec Boehm, 1.5 bases tonight. The game has started already. Don't need to get into it. I want to get through the slate first. Orioles versus Yankees. I don't have any offensive props. I think the Yankees will win this game. They are tied with the Blue Jays. Okay. In the AL East, but Blue Jays have the tiebreaker. Yankees still need to win, basically try to win out these 3 games against the Orioles, which they can at home. They got Rogers pitching on the mound for the Orioles, but I think he plays pretty good, pitches pretty good for the first couple innings, and then they bring in obviously their bullpen. I just put O's bullpen will lose this game. I wanted you guys to O's bullpen will lose this game. You got Rays versus Blue Jays. Like I said, fighting with the Yankees. Rays versus Blue Jays. We're going Shane Bieber. 5.5 strikeouts on the gut slip. I want to trust him, but the Blue Jays have been cold. I think they won. Finally, they won a game yesterday, but I just can't trust them right now. I think Rays maybe they hit Bieber today and we get unlucky. So we're gonna toss them over to the gut slip. Next game you got is Tigers versus Red Sox. Also a very big game for everybody right here. Tigers Red Sox. In Boston at Fenway Park. I think Yoshida gets his fantasy score tonight. Dude has been on fire. Absolute dog lately. I wish we would have taken his bases the other day, but we didn't. Tigers game and Red Sox. They have started already. Story is coming up. It's Casey Mize pitching for the Tigers today. Kid's a stud. Don't doubt that at all, but I think at least maybe in the second at bat, second time around, these guys see him. They hit him pretty well, and they take him out early, and they get to that bullpen because Tigers, like I said, this is playoff atmosphere baseball, okay? But Tigers are in a little bit of shambles right now after getting beat up in Cleveland. So I think Red Sox actually dominate them today. Hopefully they get to Casey Mize pretty early, and Yoshida can get that fantasy score going on the main slip. Hopefully he can get that in his first and second at bat. Mets versus Marlins, next game up. Next dude going on the main slip. Like I said earlier, we got Sandy Alcantara. 5.5 strikeouts. This should be cash money. He should give us 7 to 8 innings against the Phillies. The Mets. Mets strike out a lot. A ton. They're already up 2-0. So I'm wrong. This guy has to lock in really quick because I hate when I take Sandy. He always does this. Lindor already homered. And he has no strikeouts. Sandy may possibly be the reason this totally tanks. 5.5 strikeouts. Like I said, he should give us 8 innings as long as he does not give any more runs up. And hopefully he bounces back, gets some Ks the next inning, next 5 or 6 innings. And then next game, you got Rangers versus Guardians. We're skipping that. You got Jack Leader pitching for the Rangers. I don't think there's a lot of runs scored in this game today. Guardians are throwing... I'm also wrong on that one. They've scored 4. Let's see. Who's Cleveland throwing? Sony. Wouldn't have thought that in my wildest dreams. Guardians need to win this game. They're at home. They just dominated the Tigers, and now they're losing to the Rangers. Rangers have no business winning this game, but that's baseball for you. Next game up, you got Pirates versus Braves. A game that doesn't matter, but we're taking Drake Baldwin because why not? Because all these other games are out of whack. Drake Baldwin, fantasy score. Dude's been on fire. He should be coming up soon. I do have him for an RBI and another slip. But like I said, dude's been super, super hot. So we're going to stick with his bat. Go with Drake Baldwin, fantasy score. On the main slip. Reds versus Brewers. Next dude going on the gut slip. Miguel Andujar going against Mitch Keller. Andujar usually or typically has better numbers against lefties, but Mitch Keller just sucks. So we're going to fade Mitch. Pirates did have a decent series against the Reds, but this game doesn't matter. I think the Braves are just going to beat the crap out of them. So fade Mitch Keller at all costs, anytime you can. I'm so wrong on that. Where am I at? No, I'm good. Okay. Reds versus Brewers. I got mixed up because the Brewers game. Okay. Miguel Andujar, 1.5 hits, runs RBIs. You got Priester pitching tonight against the Reds. He should dominate them. But Brewers already have a playoff spot. I don't think Priester pitches all his innings tonight. I think he probably pitches 4 or 5 and they take him out so they avoid injuries. Andujar gets a hold of somebody. That's what I was saying. Lefties, righties. Okay. Astros versus Angels. Next game up, you have Christian Walker, 1.5 bases. We are going, let's see. That's Baldwin. Walker, 1.5 bases against Kyle Hendricks. Also, terrible pitcher. Yes, also terrible pitcher. Kyle Hendricks, fading him in Anaheim. Astros need to win this game. Playoff scenarios. Next game up, you got D-backs versus the Padres. Corbin Carroll, 1.5 bases against Yu Darvish. Padres need to win this game, or actually they don't. They already got their place solidified in the playoffs, and D-backs actually have to win this game. Corbin Carroll is going to be a dog today. He has to be. They have no choice. Like I said, they need to win this game to at least stay in contention and get that last wild card spot. They need to hope that the Mets lose today, but obviously we know how that's going. Royals versus, so Corbin Carroll, 1.5 bases on the main slip. And then Royals Athletics, I just put blech. I don't trust either team offensively. They got 10.5 runs scoring. Total runs in that game is 10.5. I might just do a game stack for that because I don't know who's going to score. That's why I just left it alone. But they're expecting 11 runs tonight. Noah Cameron, and I forgot the A's pitcher. But I don't know. I don't know about it. Seems icky. Rockies versus Giants. Next game, next guy, last guy on the main slip. Patrick Bailey for a single. Going against German Marquez tonight in San Francisco. Bailey has good numbers against him. We're just going to fade German Marquez. He's going to get rocked by the Giants. No playoff scenarios for this game. Giants are already out. But Bailey, young guy, wants to stay in the league next year. So he's going to play hard, get the job done, get a single for us. Then we got the Dodgers Mariners. You got Sheehan and Kirby going head-to-head on the mound tonight. There shouldn't be a lot of runs scored. Our guys are hungover from yesterday from celebrating. Mariners probably are still hungover from celebrating their playoff stuff. So I don't think there's any offensive props. I think everybody's just going to strike out and whiff at these guys' pitches. They're both nasty. Sheehan is he's been absolutely dominating with his strikeouts. He's had like 7, 8, 9, 6. So we're asking for 6.5 today. Needs 7. And then Kirby is on the gut slip for 5.5. That is the notebook for you guys right there. Signed by your boy Juice. Let's get locked in on Prize Picks. Only got the 2 slips for you guys today. Like I said, Sandy needs to get locked in. Hopefully he has 1. Let's see where we at. There you go. Cool. Sandy still is at 0 strikeouts. He needs 6. 5.5. And then Masataka Yoshida, fantasy score, 5.5. He has not came up yet. And then Drake Baldwin, also fantasy score. Just started the game a while ago. And then Corbin Carroll, 1.5 bases. And Patrick Bailey, 1 single. That is 7 to pay $246. Got a little payout boost. Little flex play on Prize Picks. And then we got the gut slip going out. Dalen Lyle, 1.5 hits, runs RBIs. Right there. Alec Boehm, 1.5 bases. He is 0 so far. Actually, he got an RBI a while ago. He did bring somebody in. And then Shane Bieber, 5.5 strikeouts. He is at 2, doing a lot better than Sandy right now. Miguel Andujar against Quinn Priester, 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And then Christian Walker, 1.5 bases, and George Kirby, 5.5 strikeouts against my Dodgers tonight. Like I said, I think the boys are hungover from yesterday. That is 272 to pay 100. That's the gut slip for tonight. That is all I have for the boys. Let's have a weekend. Let's hit some bets. Let's get it going, boys. Peace.